Hi guys, it's me Danielle back with another video, and this time we're going to be talking about the importance of branding as a designer. So I'm currently a senior graphic design major and I will be applying for a job soon, probably in the next coming month, and I'm super excited. But that means that I'm going to have to start sending out my resume, sending out cover letters, handing out business cards, and that means I'm going to have to really think about who I am as a brand. It's important to brand yourself because you want people to know who you are, what you're about, and what they can expect when they come to you for a service. So for me, I think about my style, I think about what I like doing, what I would like to do, and I know that I really like doing things that involve pop culture. I really like doing things that are important to Black culture. I know that I like hip hop culture. I know that I like movies, music. I guess it all is into pop culture, and I like doing illustration stuff. I like doing your graphic design, posters, flyers. Like that's what I like to do, and that's what I feel like I can offer people. And that's what I had to think about when thinking about when developing my branding. I used to have a logo for my first brand, House of Elise's. So this brand was my online store brand. So when I turned 20, I started House of Elise's. It was a project experiment, if you will. It's where I was selling like shirts and stuff, the designs, and I used to blog, and that's also why I originally started YouTube, just thinking about the House of Elise's brand. But then I believe last year I kind of shut that down due to just like finances and me not really being passionate about it. So that was the end of that brand. And since then, I've further developed myself as just strictly a graphic designer and have developed a new logo, which I'll also input here. So here you can see, also, I just wanted to put a disclaimer, this is all, aside from the House of Elise logo, that was a final logo. All the other work I'm going to show is like a work in progress. So currently this is the logo that I'm working with. I still have stuff that I want to refine about it, but this is my current logo. So in it you can kind of see that there are some influences in there. So for one, the crown up there is a crown that I kind of got based off of like the Basquiat crown, who's a very important influence to me. So I knew I wanted to incorporate that in there, as well as thinking hip hop. When you think Biggie, King of New York, I wanted to also have that influence there as well. And the graffiti type, it's a font I got, and it gives you that graffiti style, which is one of the elements of hip hop. So I wanted that to really be in my logo and in my branding overall. So taking my logo, this is something that I will apply to business cards, which I'll try to insert photos here, my business cards, cover letter, and resume, so that when I send things out to people, it would all be consistent. So when you would see, like, say this crown or this type, maybe you'll think about me. I mean, maybe not, because unless I am thinking about hand drawing this font to like change it up a little bit to make it more, personal. But you would see that and you would know that it's coming from me. So everything that you would get from me would have the same branding system. So that's one thing I guess about your branding. You want to keep it consistent. You want it to be distinct to you. Like everything that comes from you will have the same system. So do keep in mind when you think about your brand, think about your style, think about your influences, and how you can incorporate that into your logo and therefore into your business cards and such. Branding also trickles down into your social media. So as a designer, I guess as a visual artist, when people look me up, I feel like you should also have an Instagram to display your work. So I have my Instagram at Elise's, and that should be where people go to find my work, to see the work I've done with my styles. So this is an area where I struggle the most with. Before on my Instagram, you would see selfies, you would see drawings I would do like in my sketchbook, you would see marker art, you would see my digital illustrations, you would see some design work, but nothing was really consistent. So I took upon myself that I wanted to really work to create a consistent Instagram feed where it would be just my graphic design work and just my digital illustration and maybe some motion design as I start to get further into that. Because if somebody is looking to see what I do, I want them to know I do graphic design, I do digital illustration, and maybe I'll do motion design. So I wanted to keep it consistent to that. Mind you, I decided this last week, so I still haven't really cleaned out my Instagram. Also, in saying that, make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can see the final results of what I did with my logo and my resume and all that, because I will be posting that on there. But again, it is Instagram, and I do want to still post selfies. I do want to still post, casual things. So I decided I would just make another Instagram account, which, I know there are people who do that, the whole Finsta thing, but it's a lot of work for me. But whatever. If you want to see my shameless selfies and other photos I may post, you can also follow my personal Instagram account at IamElise's. Keeping it consistent. That leads me to one of the downsides I feel about branding, or one of the traps that I kind of fell into. So with me saying I wanted to keep my design Instagram really consistent, I want to say about like 80 photos on there. So I had to like delete, well, I don't delete, I archive, because sometimes I want to go back over there. And because I say I want to only put design work on there, that means I don't post as regularly as I was before. And with the Instagram algorithm, sometimes people won't see your posts because you don't post as frequently, that whole mess. So that means I don't get as much user engagement as I used to. But that also means you have to use hashtags to get people to, see your posts. So I would suggest that. And sometimes I get like really obsessive over like what I post on there and like how my captions are going to be. So I do want to say, as a part of your branding, think about your social media. Think about how you're intentionally posting. Think about how your captions are consistent, how your hashtags are consistent. And also a bonus thing you want to think about is how do you want to engage with your users to get those likes, to get those comments, to get people to engage with your posts, to grow your following and to expand your reach to future employers and other people who might want to get your services. Off social media and now onto websites. So in the digital age, it's also important to have a website. As a graphic designer, I believe you should have a website where you display your portfolio and maybe your store if you have one, or your blog. Originally, I had my website on Squarespace. Since I have kind of taken it down for financial reasons, it's going to come up, and also I'm redeveloping it again. So I had mine on Squarespace. I would highly, highly recommend Squarespace. I believe they have a student discount, so you might want to jump on that for now. And they also have like a 7-day trial or something where you can like test it out. If you don't want to pay money to have your website, you also, and you're a graphic designer or a visual artist or a motion person or a photographer, you also have Behance. So Behance is under Adobe. It's a portfolio website. It's free, and I believe they just launched their websites. So they take your portfolio that you had on Behance and you can transfer it into like this one-page website, which I think is really cool because it's free. Those are your options when thinking about having your website. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to follow me on my Instagrams. They will be below. Yeah, because I will be posting how I finalize my branding system and also other work that I just have. So don't forget to follow me there. And I will see you in the next video.